Trav here from NYC Community Media, and I'm here with two lionesses of the indie film and theater communities. I couldn't be more thrilled than to be here with Penny Arcade and Mink and they're doing their revival of Tennessee Williams' The Mutilated, a 1966 play that doesn't often get revived. How did this production come about, Mink?
David Kaplan called me a couple of years ago and asked me if I would be interested in doing it, and I immediately wanted to because I adore David Kaplan and love Tennessee Williams. But when he sent me a copy of the script, I realized that I knew the play. It was on my bookshelf. I hadn't read it since 1972, but I actually had a copy of it. So then I was even more enthusiastic about doing it because I remembered it. And I didn't remember wanting to do it because by 1972 I thought I was too young ever to be able to play this part ever. But now that I've grown up into it, I realize that it's a part that I've been waiting to play all my life.
Penny, how did you get involved?
Well, I was approached by David Kaplan, who's been instrumental, along with Thomas Keith, who did a lot of editing of Tennessee Williams of the later plays for New Directions. They've both been really instrumental in bringing this later work of Tennessee Williams out. And David Kaplan approached me a couple of years ago when I was teaching in P-Town at the Fine Arts Center and asked me, how did I feel about doing Tennessee Williams? And I was thrilled because I've always been a huge Tennessee Williams fan. So I almost got to do Cat with the Jeweled Claws with Mink 2 years ago, but I was out of the country. So this was a really great opportunity to work together.
Both of you ladies were associated with John Vaccaro's ridiculous Playhouse of the Ridiculous, which suggests to me, in addition to avant-garde, camp. Would you say that this production tends towards camp, or is it more realistic, or is it going to...
Camp is a word that I have a problem with. Camp to me means high drag and ludicrous situations and sort of a slapstick kind of comedy, and I don't think that I am camp. I know other people would disagree with that, but I don't think that anything that I've ever done is really camp, including the films with John Waters. So, and I certainly don't think this play is camp at all. I think this play has humor, but it also has pathos and a realism. So no, I don't think it's camp.
First of all, John Vacarro was not camp. Charles Ludlam, who had the ridiculous theatrical company, was camp. One of the things people forget is that the original meaning of camp, which is of course lost in Dusty Layers, was showing your camp. Showing what camp you stood with. It was about a personal vision and individuality. And I have never been camp. And my autobiographical work, my theater, is very autobiographical in the sense that it's very journalistic and it's from my personal point of view, but it's not camp either. And I'm always called camp, and I'm not camp at all, except in the original sense of showing my point of view and my position. This play has pathos. It is a kind of, it's very much, as Tennessee Williams' work was, a study of human nature. And it's wildly funny. There's like a lot of real dementedness in this. There's a lot of people are going to love it. We love it. We laugh. We're still, we've been rehearsing this for a couple of months, and we're still finding stuff in it to find very, very funny. But it's not camp in the sense that people now think of camp, which when people think of camp now, they think super lowbrow, kind of dumb, kind of fluffy, let's face it, there's a gentrification that happens to neighborhoods, and there's a gentrification that happens to ideas, and the word camp has been quite gentrified now.
Tennessee Williams' The Mutilated will be playing at the New Ohio Theater from November 1st through the 24th with Mink and Penny Arcade. For NYC Community Media, I'm Trav.